Welcome back to Cause 3D, and we are finally to the stage where we've got the belt boxes, the chest box, and Vader is finally reclothed. So if you haven't watched the other videos that I've done, I did break down the belt boxes, I did break down the chest box. I did dress him. He currently does not have on his undercape, but I used what I had previously, which honestly is just a black t-shirt with a hole cut out of it, and it does the job pretty well as another cape that's cinched around his waist until my undercape gets here. Unfortunately, it's running way behind, it's shipping over from overseas. So now comes the fun part, and we get to figure out which helmet that I'm going to put on this mannequin that's going to be down in my collection. So let's move over to the workbench and take a look at a couple options. So as you can see, we have a few options, and I was quite shocked. All three of these helmets are spread out throughout my collection, and I have never actually put the three of them together, and I was quite shocked at how different all three of these were. So let's do a quick pass through of what each helmet is. So first of all, this helmet is from the late 90s. This was an Altman helmet that was made, and they were made overseas, I think Australia, if I'm not mistaken. And I've had this for a long time in my collection. I always thought this was an upgrade from the old Don Post helmets. If you remember those were horrible helmets. You kind of saw a resurgence of what looked like the old Don Post helmet when the toy came out with the helmet with the chest box attached, I don't know, back in early 2000s, but it was good for the time. Here in the center, I have the Black Series, the first run, not the Obi-Wan Black Series, but the first run of the Vader helmet. When I got this, I was very impressed with, when I opened it, it looked good, especially next to the Altmans, but still there were some things on it that are completely wonky, and I was never happy with. So if we move over here, this is a 3D printed helmet that I got. I will leave a link in the description of who I bought this helmet off of, and I was very impressed with this. I don't know, to be honest with you, how screen accurate it is, because I don't have an actual Lineage helmet to sit next to it and compare to. But this seems to be, of the three, this seems to be the one that is the most screen accurate for the Empire Strikes Back version. Now, I do want to say that I am going to go back and paint the face of this helmet the same as the Altmans, because I just have run out of time on this project. But I want to get it finished. Helmet's easy to pop off, face off, mask it, spray it. I just want to make sure that I do it right, because this is the helmet that I had Hayden Christensen sign when I was at the last con that I was at. And that's the whole reason for this rebuild of this Vader that we're doing, because I need a place to display this helmet other than just on a shelf. Let's move back over to the mannequin. Let's get this helmet on him and see how it looks. I have already test fitted it on there, and it is a little big for the body. I'll explain that, what I'm going to do to fix that when we get over there. I'm really happy with how this project turned out, especially since the helmet's 3D printed, the chest armor is 3D printed, the shoulder bells, the chest box, the belt boxes, and of course the cod piece was something that I had made years ago, and potentially I might wrap a new cod piece. It's very similar to what I have, a little more screen accurate. I might wrap that in some foam with some leather on it. I haven't decided yet, but that's not something that I need to do to get this back into my collection, because it's an easy fix later on down the line. The hands are articulated, and I will leave a link on those as well that I do with every mannequin that I have. So he'll be able to grip a lightsaber, which I don't have out here in the shop right now. Let's see, the shin guards, of course, are 3D printed, and I did purchase the bodysuit. It's an old cape that I had used on my previous build, and I purchased the boots. So I'm extremely happy with this build. Now I will say, if you're looking at it, it does look a little wonky, in my opinion, with the helmet. The reason is because this mannequin is so thin. And what I'm gonna have to do is, once I go to put him into my collection, I'm gonna have to remove everything, and I'm gonna have to wrap some foam. And I have a really cool trick on this to kind of bulk up a mannequin. And I use the eggshell foam, or whatever it is that you put on your bed. It's relatively thin. And I cut strips or parts of that, and then follow it up with actually wrapping it with saran wrap. And you can tighten up the saran wrap in the abdomen area, leave it a little looser in the chest area so that he's got a pretty good physique. Like I said, I'm extremely happy with how this turned out. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, I'll have had the time to get him moved into my collection, and I can show you a side-by-side comparison of what we started with and what we finished with. If you haven't watched the other videos yet, they are in a playlist. Please go back and watch those. You might get some knowledge from it. This was just a personal build for me. I have some more adjustments. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. Thanks for watching, and as usual, we couldn't do this without you guys, so we appreciate it when you give us a thumbs up, when you hit the like button and the subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.